What's up, guys? Welcome back to True Sound Studios. I'm Weezna. So today I'm going to show you guys the brand new Connor Denis Drum Plugin, and this is from Kit Plugins. Now, the reason why I really like this, I'm a huge Beartooth fan. If you've never heard of Beartooth before, check them out. It's just like harder, screaming, aggressive music, but also has these like amazing singing, very catchy choruses. So anyways, Connor Denis with Kit Plugins came together to create this new drum plugin. So let's first just check out what I got. Okay, so I mean, that to me sounds really awesome. I really like the kick drum. It has some weight to it, but they also kept some of the bloom in there. It's just not a super quick attacking kick drum, which is always good, but sometimes it's really nice to have that resonance of that drum not being so dampened. Now, of course, with some sort of transient plugin, you can shorten that if you want, but I really like the kick. The snare drum, you got actually a bunch of different options here for snare. If you right click on this, you got 6 different snares. Now this one is the one that I think is my favorite, and it's the one that you're hearing in this video. Some of the other ones, not my exact cup of tea, but hey, everyone's got their own opinion on different drum sounds. And then with the toms, like I didn't do a ton of stuff to the toms. I actually didn't even do any parallel processing. The toms already on their own sound really good. The high tom sounds, like a good high tom, but the 2 floor toms just have some really awesome beef to them. And sometimes, especially in these drum plugins, those toms can get real, because of the bigger size of the actual drum head, they can kind of get flappy sounding. So we can hear here. That thing's got some severe meat to it. I love it. And that's super low, sounds so good. And then just real quick, there's our snare. You can hear a lot of processing going on. Our kick, nice and thumpy, but once again, I did shorten that thing up. Hi-hats, left crash, right crash, and our bell crash ride, whatever you want to call it. Now, of course, just like any drum plugin, you can get into all the advanced stuff. There's a full mixer, so you got saturation, you got EQ, you got compression all built in here. To be honest, I just left the default setting and kind of ran with it, but it's got little pads here to be able to play the different sounds, so that of course you could audition as you're tweaking this stuff. There's a play button, so it'll play a pre-made groove, and then you can get into these blends. So the blends here you can see are really nice because it allows you to blend in whether this kick drum is going to go through the overheads, room 1 and room 2. Of course, I have it set up. I do not have it going through the overheads or the room for the kick. Snare drum, I do have the overheads on, but room 1 is not enabled, but I have room 2 enabled. And then, kind of more the same as I've gone through the different, the different instruments. You can see actually with the toms, I just grouped these all together to a single stereo tom track using room 1. And you can see with the cymbals here. So, that is at least what I did with the routing. You can see kick is on 3 and 4, snare is on 5 and 6. All toms are 7 and 8, so these are all stereo channels. Hi-hat is on its own dedicated one as well. The crashes are actually being routed. I'm using that room 1 as like the crash sound and the rooms kind of together. I really kind of like blending in that stuff all together. So my room 1 is cymbals, of the direct mics and room 1 all together, and then room 2 is the room for everything else. With that being said, of course there's grooving. You can MIDI map this thing out if you have electric drum kit. Let me give you guys another option here. So I love this like aggressive rock. Like Beartooth is kind of exactly what I listen to. I think I have just about every single Beartooth album, but I like Architects, so that kind of like post-hardcore, like really heavy rock, kind of getting into some of the metal stuff, is the things that I listen to. But of course the things I produce is a lot of hip hop, trap, pop music. So I did also give you guys another option with a little bit more of a, I don't know, hip hop, modern sounding track. I don't know what you want to call it. But once again, we got the drum kit up here. So let me show you guys what this sounds like. And another thing I want you guys to notice about this drum kit is the cymbal sound. Now, often these drum kits, you know, of course the cymbals sound good, but they often sound thin. And this room 1 that they included with this drum plugin, it really makes the cymbals sound real, but it also gives them a lot of depth. So let's just quickly take a listen to this one more time. Going back to that rock track, I'll solo out the cymbals. So they have some nice girth to them. Like that left crash that, you know, I'm playing on that whole time, that thing's got some power to it. The right one definitely sounds a little thinner. Now there was an option to use that crash ride, but I never actually ended up using it for anything. I kept meaning to go back and program it in, but I didn't. Let me show you guys real quick, because I definitely did some processing and I tried to use some of the kit plugins like their EQ, compression, and whatnot, to get these drum sounds. Okay, so for the kick drum, let's first solo the kick out here. So let me disable everything. So we got, this is a newer plugin for me, the kit plugin BB-A5, boosting a little 12.5 there, cutting some 600 and boosting a little 50 hertz there. I do have the high pass enabled, nothing on the low, boosting a little the mic pre on that. So we got that. Then of course, one of my favorites, the soft tube console 1 4000E, doing some more shaping once again. Looks like I'm actually boosting a little sustain now on that, but I am gating it. Doing some low roll off, you know, cutting 266 there, cut at 2100, and doing some compression. And then to the Black Salt Audio, this is their Clipper plugin. Just helps you get a little bit more volume out of, you know, whatever you're working with. I can't compress kick too much because the low end, it starts to distort really quick. Just a little bit of nice saturation in there, and then finally some heavy saturation with the Fab Filter Saturn. It's without. That's with. You know, just doing some more on the mids and highs is what I'm really doing here. Just trying to bring out a little bit more of that splatty sound, as Eric Valentine would say. Okay, so that is kick. I did do some overall processing of drums, but let's just real quick go to the snare now. Now, this is one of my favorite EQs. I used to have 4 of these. Now I got 2 of them. But I think for kick and snare, this is one of the best EQs, at least for me. So boosting a little bit of 8K here, doing a little 1K. I got some, of course, this is like the fundamental around here, the 4.7 I'm boosting on 250, and a little bit of 63. It's interesting. I don't usually do that, but that's why sometimes it's just good to move things so you can hear what it sounds like. Let me once again disable all this. This is what it sounds like just with that kit plugin BB-A5 on there. A lot of extra fattening on that fundamental. Then we bring in, once again, SSL 4000E. Not too much going on here. Now, I am using, once again, the Black Salt Clipper, and this is doing a lot on the snare drum. You can hear that saturation in there, but it definitely helps to be able to push these snare drums really loud in the mix. And then some more Fab Filter Saturn. Just to fatten up that snare. Now, you'll notice over here we got some parallel processing going on, sending this to a parallel compression channel. And then for the snare, I am sending it to a pair of these guys. These are the Kit plugin. This is their new reverb plugin. So I have 2 of them. I have one pan left, one pan right. So you can see the one is on the ceiling position and the one is on the floor position. So if we listen to just these guys. So just adding in some nice ambience to this snare drum that didn't already exist in their drum plugin. The toms, I have just this guy again, so not doing it too much here. I am boosting some 250, and not really doing a whole lot on these toms. It is, once again, they sounded really good from the start. I don't even have any parallel processing on. I actually turned that off. So toms sound great right from the start, and really the only extra thing that I did was process the Room 2 with, of course, the Kit plugins. Core Comp is really nice at bringing out and getting super dirty with room sound. Pretty drastic there. Wonderful plugin for that. And then I did do a little cut in here. No compression. I am doing some transient design. And then I'm using the Wave Center plugin actually to pull some of the sound out of the center of that room. Just to exaggerate the width of everything. So then we get to what I did drum-wise. I already showed you the reverb. Here is the parallel compression channel. Not too crazy with compression, and you can see how low I have it, in the mix. It's really not blended in that much. Cymbals, though, I did try to get some more brightness and a little bit more saturated. So I'm using the Waves Factory Spectre to boost some 10K-ish. That's without, and that is with it. Really love that plugin. I use it all the time. So on all of the drum shells, I am using the Waves SSL bus compressor. That's without. just making a little schmackier. Once again, it's an Eric Valentine thing. I love his videos. If you guys don't watch Eric Valentine, you should definitely go watch him. And then finally, grouped all together is the soft tube tape plugin, which is by far one of my favorite plugins, especially this Color C one, kind of pushed almost to the max. That's without. That's with. And then, of course, I did some mix bus stuff, but that doesn't really necessarily affect the sound of the drums too much. But once again, let's take a listen to what we got here with the Connor Denis Drum Plugin from Kit Plugins. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go check out the Connor Denis Drum Plugin. I mean, this thing, because it came from Beartooth, has definitely got a different place in my heart. Love the band to be able to use something like this. Plus, an amazing company, Kit Plugins. I have just about every single one of their plugins. I use them all of the time, especially the Barrier plugin, which is their free saturation plugin. It is so good. I use that thing on everything. That core compressor is on every single room sound and backup vocal that I do. So they just make some really, really great stuff. I got some new plugins that, of course, I only started using in this video that I will definitely check out a little later on. Maybe I can make some other videos. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Now, if you guys have questions on what I did in this video, or you need some help on your project, please go ahead and find True Sound Studios on Instagram. You can shoot me a message there, or down in the description box down below is my website, tssrecording.com. You guys can go ahead and send me a message there, or even email me, and we can go ahead and talk about your next project. Once again, I am a drummer. I've been drumming for 23 years, so drum plugins are really exciting for me. I absolutely love them. I love finding new sounds, you know, especially in getting into the mixing part of it and having fun and compressing stuff and saturating it, and you know, run cool tracks that really help you get inspired by all these wonderful plugins that we have these days. So guys, once again, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you like this video, like it if you like the video. Till then, I will see you guys in the next video.